Next one. Colorado. All right. Ice Castle, Rocky, or No Name? Which one is it? Which one is it? It is. This is easy worship, it's not working. All right. No Name. All right, cool. Hey, everybody, let's go ahead and take a quick pause. Can you turn around and say thank you to Taylor, because this is the second week in a row that she has had technical issues that are all my fault, and she is actually doing an amazing job. So everybody just say thank you, Taylor. Because she is killing it, and trust me, all the technical issues, that's on me from apparently not testing things very well. So, but you know, sorry about that. That's on me. Yeah, I'll take full. I bet the next one's Florida though. Nailed it. I am just burnt toast, Florida. 2-egg, Florida. Bacon corn. All right, which one is it? And let's see what we got. 2-egg, Florida. All right. Hey, Robert, does it still say we're live back there? You had to restart it. Okay. Slick Poo, Big Jeans, Bald Eagle. What you got? What you got? What's y'all's guess? All right. All right. All right. Cool. Good, good, good. And the answer is Slick Poo. Very good. Very good. Who's got 4 points? Anybody got 4 points or more? Nice. 5 points or more? Yeah. Is that like a, yeah, like, okay. Nick, we gotta have a little talk about lying, all right? So, you almost had me, except you never did. North Carolina, is it Yak City? Just in case, did you say all 55? Oh, Claire. Yes, we're covering all 55 of the United States. The answer is, I really hope YouTube is back live and they got that. That would be amazing. So, all right, the answer is, which one is it? Oh, please tell me that was live. Why not? Oh, yeah, we're back live. All right, cool. I'm going to watch that later. That's awesome. All right, next one. Indiana, Christmas town, Santa Claus, North Pole. And the answer is a third of a point. There you go. What's up, Taylor? Welcome. Santa Claus. Hey, find a spot by one of the whiteboards to sit at, all right, Taylor? All right. How many more we got left? What number was that?
7.
3 left? I think there's 11. There's a tiebreaker that's the 11th. There should be 10. 2 left. All right. Does any? Are we tied up? Anybody at 6? 5? Okay, we got 3 at 5. All right, cool. All right, so it's still a little tight, All right, next question. Kentucky, Buck Tussle, Snellville, or Slip Along? And the answer is Buck Tussle. All right, number 10? All right, so you two are tied, right? Y'all both got that correct? All right, so if they get it wrong, you still have a chance to tie them up. So let's see. Final question, unless we need the tiebreaker. Maine, all right. Red Lobster. Ooh. Burnt Porcupine Island. Fish kill. I hope it's Burnt Porcupine Island. I would love that. All right, and the answer is... Oh, she tied it up. All right, tiebreakers. Okay, anybody else? Yeah, what are you on, 6 now? 5? 6. You're at 6? 6? We're not saying the third 6. We're holding off on that. It's the devil's number. Okay, anybody else at 6? Please, so we can have 6 of them or 4 of them. And no, Nick, I know you're not.
Hey, I have 4.
Okay. All right, so here's the tiebreaker. Let's go ahead and see what this is. All right, tiebreaker. Just these 3 are playing for the win. Everybody else can join along. Missouri. Hometown. Gunpowder. Pipewater. Write down your guess. All right, we could have a winner. All right, let's see what it is, unless it's B. Tightwad. All right, so you two, okay. Well, it's too late.
Gunpowder, Mississippi.
That's Missouri, buddy. Hey, but between Mississippi as Missouri and the 55 states, this side of the room is killing it tonight, all right? I'm just saying. I'm proud of you guys. You get 3 months off of school and you're already right back to that. Okay, cool. That's awesome. All right, cool. All right, we need a tiebreaker. So you guys face me. Robert, pick a number between 1 and 10. Hold it up for me to see. You guys don't turn around. Between 1 and 10. All right, I have the number in 6. 2. It was 3, right, Robert? Robert, all right, Grace, you are the winner tonight. So good job, Grace, pulling off the win. Congratulations. All right, so one win. I'll need to make notes of that. So, all right, cool. Hey, guys, we're going to go ahead and move into our service tonight. But I think there's a little bumper video. Do you see that bumper video there, Taylor? Watch this video real quick. So the whole premise behind this series that we're in, Difference Maker, spans off of that idea that a guy named Greg Matt came up with. Greg Matt, he's a pastor at Houston First Baptist Church, and it's called the Difference Maker Declaration. It says, I was made for more than watching. I have a history-changing, life-giving, spirit-empowered legacy to leave. Jesus, I ask that you work deeply in me and clearly through me as I pray, give, and go in your love. I am a difference maker. And that's the challenge that we want to face over these next few weeks, of being a difference maker for Christ. Not just being one that shies away into the crowd and settles for comfort, but one that actually stands out and tries to make a difference for Christ, that goes into your schools and doesn't say, why is all this happening, but says, what can I do? What can you teach me, God? How can you use me to be an example for you? And last week we talked about choosing, where is it? Last week we decided to let conviction dictate our decisions, not comfort. It's so easy to seek comfort in life and to kind of fall back in the shadows and into the crowd instead of standing out and being a difference maker. But that's not what we're called to do. We're called to see needs and meet needs. We're called to live lives for Christ as we go out and tell people about Christ, that we seek to make a difference through the things we say and the things that we do. But comfort is nice. Has anybody, awkward situations are weird. So this guy asked some of his friends, the guy that wrote this series, asked some of his friends who are youth pastors to write in some of their most awkward stories. Here's some of the ones that they sent in. I was at a baseball game with the group. The Kiss Cam came on the big screen. I was sitting by one of our girls in the group. Needless to say, they put it on us. Ouch. Last summer, we were cleaning up trash around a high school campus, and we had those little grabber things to pick up the trash with. I walked over to a group of mostly female students, and I meant to say, if you see any cigarette butts, pick them up. But instead, what came out of my mouth was, if you see any butts, grab them. This year, when we were doing a trash cleanup, everyone kept saying, make sure you grab them butts. Yeah, they remembered. On the first Sunday that our new sixth graders were in the student ministry, I preached an entire message with my fly down, and, hold on. I'm good. And I had a leader come up to me afterwards and say, how's the breeze down there? I wanted to die. One time I sat down next to a student on a mission trip, and I was going to let out a huge fart and make him laugh. I pooped my pants. Student pastors always have these really awkward stories because we're trying to always be there to lighten the mood, to be there for students, and we always sometimes have these crazy situations that come up. Probably the most awkward thing that's ever happened to me in student ministry is in my senior year of college, I'm working as a student pastor. It's my first full-time student pastor job. It's part-time, but my first time being the head honcho, the guy that puts it all together. And we took a mission trip, went to Fuge, and on our way back, we had to stop at this gas station to get gas and to let everybody go to the bathroom. You've been on trips with us, you know, you have those potty breaks. Well, the problem was it was not the best bathrooms in the world, or it wasn't the best constructed bathrooms in the world. And, you know, when all the girls have to pee, you know, you get a line going because everybody's got to wait their turn. Well, the guys have their urinals that they can go to. The problem with this bathroom is you walk in the door. Let me show you. So we're walking in. You walk in the door, and here's the urinals right here. Like right here, like as soon as you walk in the door. So I go to the urinal, and there's these little walls. There's not much, but I start to go to the bathroom. Well, next thing I know, here comes the door swinging wide open, and there's all my girls along the wall looking at me, and I'm looking right at them. And I'm like, well, the door swings shut, but because of the energy of it going shut, it swings back open, and now all my girls are on the floor laughing their heads off because this is the most awkward and embarrassing situation I've ever found myself in. The reality is whenever we put ourselves out there, there's always the chance that we're going to encounter some kind of awkward situation. Coming here tonight may be an awkward situation for you. I mean, it may be that you wanted to be here and you're comfortable being here, and that's great. I want you to know that I love having you here. I'm excited that you're here. You may be here because a friend invited you and you don't really know anybody else in the room, and it might be a little awkward, especially because the student pastor keeps going, yo, scoot apart, 6 feet apart, yo, stay away, you know, don't breathe on each other. That's the church's rules and stuff. We're just trying to do that so we can meet and hang out. And it may be a little awkward and you're not sure what to make of it and everything, but I want you to know, we're glad that you're here. We're excited you're here. You may be here just because a friend's here. You may be here because a parent made you come. I don't care why you're here or how awkward it is. There's always that tension of awkwardness. Let me just tell you the truth about Wednesday nights. I'm excited that you're here. I love that you're here. And if you're brand new and it's your first time, I'm glad that you're here. I would love to get to know you more and let you know that you are welcome, and you are always welcome here at our group. We try to push two things in our group, Christ and community. We always want to tell people that Jesus loves and desires them and help them grow and enter into a relationship with Him. And we also want to teach community. That we are a group. We form one. And that's what the gist of all of what we're talking about tonight, being a difference maker, is about, is joining together as a group, making a difference as a group, being connected, because we all can accomplish more things when we realize that we need each other and we work together the best. So tonight's passage comes from Romans 12, verses 4 through 8. If you have your phones, you can go ahead and pull them out and look it up if you'd like to. You can take some notes on your phone. You might want to highlight these. But Romans 12, oh, geez. Sorry, that sandwich is trying to come back up. Romans 12, 4 through 8 is where we're going to be at tonight. So here it is. If you don't have your phone, if you just want to look up here, it's on the screens. Now, as we have many parts in one body, and all the parts do not have the same function, in the same way, we who are many are one body in Christ, and individually members of one another. According to the grace given to us, we have different gifts. If prophecy, use it according to the proportion of one's faith. If service, use it in service. If teaching in teaching, if exhorting in exhortation, giving with generosity, leading with diligence, showing mercy with cheerfulness. So Paul is challenging the church to be united to make a difference as one, and there's 4 things that we want to bring out of that. Number 1, we belong to one another. So the big illustration that he is using here is that Christians, followers of Christ, are all connected. A church is all connected. A youth group is all connected because they form one person. It gives this illustration because all the parts of the body work together and are designed to be used in unison. They are important and they are unique. It's important for us to realize that we are built to be in a relationship with people. We desire connection with people. Even people that are highly introverted, which means they like to be by themselves, still desire to have 1 or 2 relationships or close friends. They may not feel comfortable in the crowd, but they do have that desire for connection, and they may find it through different means, online connection or friends through a different means, but everybody desires that connection. Here's the deal when it comes to a church or a youth group or a body of believers. We all are connected. All the parts form one body. All the people form one body of Christ. Every person has an important and unique role to play in that. We are all together as one. And I want to make sure that you know this. Whether you've been coming to this student ministry since you were in 7th grade, or if this is only your 3rd time coming, or if it's your first time coming, you will always be welcome and have a place here. We want you to know that you are loved and desired by God, and you are important to Him, and you're important to a group. And we want you to know that. And I know it's really weird with social distancing, but you are important. And you do have an important part to play. God has designed you with some unique gifts and talents to where you can do incredible things for Him. And a church works together the best when they come together as one, bringing together everything that they have to function as one body. The second thing is you bring something unique. You play a part. All right? Every part of the body has a function, and it is important to the body. Even though we sometimes don't think it's that important, it is important. You know, you're like, I don't really need all of my toes. Well, lose one. See how interesting it is trying to balance again. All right? Don't go home and chop a toe off tonight just to try to see what I'm talking about. Please don't. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that are you looking to make sure I have all my toes? Wow, Claire, you're on a roll tonight, girl. Love you. Here's the deal. Everybody has an important part to play. Check out this. This is some music, all right? And I don't know why the author picked Baby It's Cold Outside. It's a weird song to pick. But this is what the director is looking at. The music director, what do you call the person? It's the director, right? Conductor. Boom. Thank you, Grace. She's smarter than me, and I recognize that, and I'm okay with it. Conductor. This is what the conductor is looking at. Each line represents a different part, a different instrument, and this is how it all flows together to make the song complete. If we were to actually just take one instrument and say, you know what, tonight we're just going all tuba. So you'd be like, what? Or tonight, hey, flutes, you get the night off. You're going to be missing something. All of these instruments play together in unison to create this song. And if one part is missing, you notice it. And if one part is overpowering the others, you notice it. In the same way, you have a unique gift and talent that you bring to the group. I've said this before, and you may be sick of it, but you're going to have the chance to encounter people that I never will. You will have connections with people that no one else in this room will have those connections with. And so you're going to have the chance to have an impact that we won't get to. And it's important for you to realize that the talents and the gifts that you have that allowed you to be placed in the situations that you're in are great tools to point people to Christ. It will allow you to have an impact because you are good at sports, because you're good at the arts. It's because you are smart. You're going to be in groups, clubs, or sports teams that will allow you to have an impact. And that same thing is important for you to understand here. When a person is saved, they start to have what's called a spiritual gift that starts to come about. These spiritual gifts are when the Spirit comes in you, you start to have these gifts that get magnified. You already have talents, but there's certain things that are called spiritual gifts that allow you to start to serve in new and unique ways. For me, it'd be teaching, and it would be mercy is usually the ones that I get. Teaching means that I like to stand up and teach and shepherd people, and mercy means that I have compassion in a lot of ways. I will see hurts and I feel the need to meet hurts and try to serve. It's why I often have trouble saying no, and I'll overextend myself trying to do things to help people out. And you may not have those gifts. You may have one of compassion. I like mercy, but you feel things in a deeper way. Or you may have evangelism. Evangelism is a gift. Everybody is called to evangelize and tell people about Christ, but for some it comes so natural. I had a buddy that could talk to a brick wall and try to get it saved because it just came so natural to him. We're all called to evangelize, but some are gifted in more ways. And it's important for us to understand those things. You can go online and you can find spiritual gifts tests to help you figure out what those needs are, but you are unique. It's also important for us to understand that we affect each other. We affect one another. Now, you're saying, what do you mean we affect one another? It's important for a body of believers to learn to empathize with each other. Not sympathize, but empathize with each other. There is a difference. Sympathy is seeing somebody who's hurting and being like, man, that stinks. I can tell they're hurting. I feel bad for them. Empathy is learning to feel what a person is feeling, to emote, to feel the feelings of another person, to have that deep connection that you can feel what they're going through. And you're thinking, well, how in the world does this play into the body that he's talking about? You ever stubbed your toe walking through a dark room, like run into a wall? It's not like you smash that toe and you're like, cool, let's keep going. No, you smash your toe and every part of you now crumples to the floor crying because it hurts. So why does hitting your toe on a wall hurt so bad? You never notice your toes until they hurt, and then everything shuts down. And when you have kids, it gets worse because you slip on stuff. It's like my kids set up. Anybody seen Home Alone? All right, it's like my kids set up their little Hot Wheels just so that I'll step on at night and do the splits, all right? And it's not fun, and it hurts a lot. And I can guarantee you that as you get older, things hurt more and more. And you really start to realize that, hey, yes, the body feels everything. The thing is, we as believers, as a youth group, need to learn to emote and need to learn to empathize with other people. Now, our group does a pretty good job of this. We have some of our high schoolers that kind of bring in the younger ones and adopt them straight in and say, hey, come hang out with us and do stuff. It needs to be that when somebody walks in our door for the first time, they get invited straight into the group, whatever's going on. That they need to be made to feel welcome and that they're desired to be there. Why? Because they are another part of our group. If our group gets to the point where people that walk in the door feel like they're a part of the group as soon as they walk in, that they're loved and that they're cared for and that they're accepted, then we're going to see this amazing growth because we're doing what Christ did. And what I mean by accepted is it may not mean that we agree with every part of their lifestyle, but we just say, look, we're a bunch of sinners that have made mistakes as well, that have found Christ, and we want you to find Christ as well. A church is one beggar telling another beggar where to find the bread. It's an old saying, but it's a really good saying. We're constantly realizing, hey, we've made our mistakes and we have found Christ and we want to share that love with you. And we need to learn to hurt when others in the group are hurting and to find joy when someone else in the group is hurting, to be able to laugh together and be able to be strong for each other. It's important for us to understand that we affect each other in a big way because we all are connected into one body. And the final thing is this: we're at our best when we give ourselves away. We're at our best when we give ourselves away. Here's the crazy thing that you'll all have to learn at some point. You will gain a lot more in this life the more you give away. The more you give your time and energy and effort to others, you will find more meaning than you ever understood. That's why some of the happiest people in our world are not the ones with the most stuff. Because yes, stuff is nice, but stuff never lasts. There's always going to be a better gun that you want for hunting, or there's always going to be a new technology that comes out for sports equipment. My dad just bought a new set of irons. He was hitting his other ones good, but he felt like these were going to be a little bit better. And they help him out because it does help out with his wrist, which end up hurting if he does hit behind the ball some. But there's always going to be new stuff to spend our money on. But when we can learn that giving away of ourselves is important and it's how we gain the most, you will start to connect. Why? Because think of Christ's life. He gave himself away over and over and over again till it finally led him to the cross where he made the ultimate sacrifice of giving up his life for us. And this is what we're charged with these spiritual gifts. Hey, if you're good at giving, then give generously. If you're good at teaching, then teach. If you're good at prayer, then pray for those that you need. There's something about going up to people in your school and somebody and just saying, hey, what can I be praying for you about? You know, I'm your friend and I love you. Or even if they're not your friend, you just walk up and be like, yo, hey, I just want to say, hey, what can I be praying for you about? Let me know what I can do for you. The more we give away of ourselves, the more we gain and the bigger connections we make with other people. Difference makers connect. They see that everyone is important. They learn to feel for the group and the body that they're connected with, and they give themselves away because they know that they've been given these gifts and they need to use these gifts. They don't just need to come and sit and hide in the background, but they need to be willing to step out and to try new things. So here's the challenge for you. Number one, find out what your gifts are. What are your talents? What has God gifted you with that you can use? If you're a Christian, what do you think God's growing in you? What spiritual gifts do you think he's growing in you? And I'll be glad to send out, if you like one, just say, hey, Jake, what's a link to a spiritual gift test I could take? And I'll be glad to shoot you one so that you can figure out, kind of an idea of what your spiritual gifts may be. You can find a bunch of them online for free. But once you know those things, start to use those things. Look at the opportunities that you've been given to make a difference. See your baseball team, your softball team, football team, band, club members as a mission field. That you've been put there and given the talents to be on that team for the purpose of making Christ known. And then give yourself away. Be bold. Be willing to take that stand. Be willing to try new things. We got Taylor and Robert that have volunteered to help in the back. I'm sure that they would help any of you learn to do that stuff back there. If you start to say, I'd love to try to learn how to do this. I'm sure the church would love to have students get in the rotation of being able to be back there sometimes. There's ways that you can serve in our church. Look, if you're a member of Worcester First Baptist, it doesn't mean you're the next generation of the church. You are the church, and you have a part to play. It's, are you ready to step up and start playing that part? And in our youth ministry, you have a part to play. Are you willing to step up and be used in that part? Difference makers learn their skills, recognize the skills of others, work together to accomplish the goal, and give themselves away. So are we ready to do that? Are you ready to start giving yourself away? To recognize your gifts and to stand out and be a difference maker? Because I am super excited to be meeting back with you guys. And I think this group can do some amazing things if we're willing to step out. And if it's your first time here, hey, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I'd love to get you to know you more, and you're always welcome to come back. If you've only been a couple times, you're always welcome here. If you've been here since the very beginning, I love you guys. I hope y'all know that. But I think there's more that we can be doing to make an impact in our schools and in our city. Guys, it's time for us to be those difference makers, to learn that we all play a part and be willing to play our part in the group. Are we ready to do that tonight? Let me pray for you guys, and I got a couple of quick announcements. Father, thank you for the chance that we have to come together tonight to worship you. Father, thank you for the chance that we have to just be united. God, I pray that you'll help us to recognize our gifts and that you'll help us to be used by you to do great things. Lord, we love you and thank you. I pray that you be with these students, protect them and keep them safe. For in Christ's name I pray. Amen. All right, couple announcements for you real quick. September 23rd, we're actually going to be bringing back our children's ministry stuff on Wednesday nights. So we're going to change up our time a little bit. The kids are going to meet from 6 to 6:45, and we are going to meet from 7 to 7:45. If you're interested in helping out with the children, let me know, because we can find ways to plug you in to help out with recreation or snack or the Bible lesson. So if you're interested in that and you want to come hang out with the kids, 6 to 6:45, and then you can transition right into here for service, all right? Also, October 3rd, Saturday, October 3rd, our church is taking part in what's called One Day Serve Local. Now, One Day is something that the Arkansas Baptist State Convention puts on, where we actually usually go to a different city and serve that city, but because of COVID, they're pushing a big Serve Local emphasis. So that Saturday, yes, it's a Saturday, from 9 to 12, we're trying to get together service projects that we can go out and do. We may do prayer walking. We're going to try to go to the schools. We're asking the mayor stuff that we can do around the town. If you have ideas of service projects, let me know. But I would love for the student group to show up and have a big part in this, to come and say, we're here, we want to serve, we want to love. Now, it's only from 9 to 12, and if you come, I'll feed you, all right? And then you're done at like 12:15, 12:30, and you still have all Saturday to kind of do the rest of whatever you'd like to do. But that's going to be October 3rd from 9 to 12. A Serve Local. We're trying to do this big push because it's important for us to be out in our community. We really haven't been doing that the best, and we're trying to change that by finding ways to serve. So those are the couple announcements that I want to give to you. I also, let me do this. If you're interested, shoot me a message, but the movie theater has this special deal going on right now, $100, and you can rent a movie theater for 20 people, all right, to watch a movie. If you'd be interested in getting a movie theater one night for 20 of us to just kind of get together, hang out, watch a movie, it allows social distance, let me know, shoot me a message on GroupMe, come and say, yo, Jake, I'm interested, and we will get that rolling. So, all right, that's all I got. Do you have any other questions or anything? Heavenly Harvest. We are working on a plan for getting Heavenly Harvest to go. It's not going to be in here this year. We're trying, we're talking through different ideas of how to make it happen in a different way this year. So, but yes, you will still be able to play a part in that. If you have a car, I'm hoping we can turn it into some kind of like trunk or treat drive-through kind of thing. So if you have a car and you want to decorate it and hand out candy, boom, that's something you can do. All right? All right. Any other questions? All right, that's all I got, guys. Now, hey, just remember, wear your mask as you're heading out. If you'd like to hang out outside under the awning for a while, you can. Just keep some distance, okay? That's one of the things that they're asking, is just keep some distance during this time. I love y'all. If y'all have anything, I'll be right here if you want to come ask any questions. Other than